Hey, hello you, and welcome to day 28 of this mindfulness challenge. I cannot believe we are on the 28th. Incredible. My name is Anna. I'm your online mindfulness teacher, and if you please, if you may, today we will practice mindfulness for 28 amazing minutes. So everything you need for this practice is to bring your unique self to a comfy, quiet, and relaxing space where you know you won't be requested, or needed for the next 28 minutes. All levels are welcome. Okay, are we ready? Let's go! Okay, so here we are, day 28, and I hope you are settled, that you feel comfortable, and that you just make sure that you can close your eyes, soften your gaze, and just release yourself from any external stimuli. We don't need that right now. As long as you can hear me, that's what really matters. So I'm gonna close my eyes, and I invite you to do the same. And if you know me, if you know the way I practice mindfulness, then you know by now that I usually enjoy having a first check-in, an intentional, quick check-in before we dive even deeper into the practice. So the check-in is going to be about your fascinating body. And I say fascinating on purpose because the body does such fascinating things for us every day, non-stop. So see how this question lands with you. How is your body feeling right now? How is your body feeling right now? Whatever the answer that you come up with is, that answer, it's always going to be the right answer because you know best. You're the master of the experience of your body. So we're not searching for the perfect answer. We're just searching for the answer that is closest related to your experience right now. And for some, the answer might be, my body is really tired today, Anna. I just really could go to sleep. And for others, the answer might be, my body is feeling strong. I feel energized. Just checking, what is your experience? How is your body feeling? And another interesting question, how do you know that your body is feeling that way? How can you tell? Where do you feel it? And now that you have more information about the state of your body, let's dive a little bit deeper into today's practice. So today we're gonna focus on 3 main pillars. Let's start with the first one. The breath. This is a classic focus object of attention in mindfulness. We have practiced with it before, so let's begin. And just take some time to, again, check in. How's your breath? Just noticing. There is no need to change it in any way. We're mere observers. We're just looking at the breath and checking how does it look like right now. Are you naturally having deep breaths? Are you breathing shortly? And then observe, where do you feel your breath the most in your body? What is the most noticeable place? And it's interesting because all humans breathe, but we don't all breathe in the same way. So for some, maybe the mouth is where they feel it the most. For others, it may be the belly area. Or maybe it's the chest, the sternum. Where is it for you? Where do you feel your breath the most? So now that you know where you feel it the most, this will be one of the home base for today's practice. So we're going to move to the next pillar, the thoughts. But if at any point you feel that is too much, or that you would like to take a break from observing the thoughts, then you're very welcome to come back to your breath, and that's absolutely fine. Okay, so remember that you have that choice, that leverage within yourself. But if you want to go one step further into today's practice with me, then come and join me for observing the thoughts. And it bears mentioning, it's worth mentioning that the thoughts are or have a very similar nature to the nature of our breath, of breathing. You don't really have to do anything for a breath to come and go. And you don't have to do anything for a thought to come and go. They behave exactly the same, like a dance, like the tides of the ocean coming up and down, rising up and down. So there is no need for you to alter or try to control the thoughts. They're just going to follow their nature, which is they come and they go. So we're going to start observing the thoughts in a way that's very simple. You observe, and the moment you realize that there is a thought, You label it thinking, thinking. And you wait until the next thought comes. Okay, are you ready? Off you go. Remember, you're just observing the thoughts. We're not trying to control them, to stop them, to change them. We're just the audience of this movie that is being played on our head. We're just watching what comes and goes, what happens there. So the moment you realize you're thinking, that is the best moment of all. And that is the chance you've got to label it with the label thinking, thinking. And then you wait until the next thought comes and you start again. Beautiful. Then let's just refine this practice, this exercise. And instead of just waiting for the thought to come until we realize, we're going to try to observe the thought the moment that it is born, the first half a second of that thought. Okay, so now the idea is to catch the thought right from the beginning. So see if you can play and have fun with it. I'll let you be. Remember that if for whatever reason you need to take a break, then go back home. Go to your home base and focus on the breath instead. And where do you feel it in your body the most? That option is always available. Otherwise, then do your best to see if you can catch the thought, the moment that is born in your mind's eye. If you're struggling with this, trying to get the thought as it appears, you're not alone. This is actually very difficult. And the moment we try to do this, it feels almost as if we're trying to catch a fish. They're so slippery, right? It's really difficult to get a hold of a fish with your hands in water. They're really, really slippery. And this is exactly the same exactly what happens to our thoughts. They are very slippery. So if you're struggling, stay with me, don't get frustrated, this is normal. See if you can do your best to bring this playful attitude, this attitude of exploring, of curiosity. Okay? All right, then I'll give you 1 more minute to see and try this option before we go to the next one. Beautiful. Okay, so now feel free to come back to the first version of this exercise. We're just observing, waiting for the thought to come, and the moment you notice you are aware that you're thinking, then you mentally put the label thinking, and then you wait until the next thought comes. Okay, are you ready? Off you go. Beautiful. Good job. So the next step, another option in the way in which we observe our thoughts, is to see if you are able to notice, to catch the thought right before the next one begins. So when it finishes. So in this case, you're observing the thought, and when you see or you notice it's finishing, then you mentally add the label finishing or finished. And then you wait and see wait until the next thought comes. Again, this is not a trivial option. This can get really hard sometimes. So just let go of any perfectionist attitude, of any self-criticism, and see if you can be playful. Really, playing is the best antidote against being hard on yourself. So remember these fish, they're very slippery. Thoughts are hard to get. They're very sneaky, so just do your best and see if you can get the thought right the moment has finished and before the next thought begins. Okay, I let you be. Good luck. If you got lost, if you got distracted, you have two options. Either you can begin again, resume where you left it with the thoughts, or you are very welcome to stay focused on your breath, to go back to your home base. Beautiful. So as you can see, I have presented 3 different options, 3 different ways in which you can observe your thoughts. Now the intention is to keep observing the thoughts. You can pick the moment is born, the middle, or the moment it dies. You decide in which cycle you want to stay. And once you do this, I want you to bring your attention to what happens then. What happens when you catch the thought? Then what? What is going on in your experience? So just take some time to play with this. First, you gotta pick one of the 3 possibilities, and then you bring your awareness to the moment after you saw the thought. So what is it that you observe? What happens then? Does the thought disappear? Does the thought come back or stay alive? Did you get surprised or angry? What's your attitude around this? And you know how I've mentioned that you're always welcome to come back to the breath. if you need a break or if it feels too much. Another option is to practice a little bit of self-compassion, because thoughts are not just thoughts. They usually carry emotions, and sometimes these emotions are really heavy, they're painful. They're a pain in the ass. That's another way to put it. So if any of those thoughts are causing you any trouble, I offer you two different options of expressing and practicing self-compassion or kindness towards yourself. The first one is to place the palm of your hand on top of your chest. And it's been demonstrated by science that doing this, deliberately establishing a connection with your own body, it's a very effective way to let your nervous system know that you're all right, that you're safe. That's one option. The other option, if you may, is just to repeat a couple of loving kindness sentences. For instance, may I be happy. May I be happy. Or may I be free from suffering. May I be free from suffering. So now, these are the three pillars. You have the breath, you have the thoughts, and you have kindness. And you decide which one you're going to keep practicing for the final minutes. Okay. Now it's your turn. If you get lost in your thoughts, don't worry, that's the nature of the human mind. Grant yourself the opportunity to start and start again. Come on, there is only just 1 minute left. You're doing great. Off you go. This is it, my friend. If you're ready, inhale with me. And exhale, let go of the air. Let go of today's practice. Well done you. You just practiced mindfulness for 28 intentional minutes. That's amazing. That's a huge accomplishment. So I hope that you feel good with it and with yourself, that you dedicated this time for such an amazing practice. And I truly hope that I will see you tomorrow. At last, you can access all the meditations for free, no strings attached. All you gotta do is register and let me know following the link down below.